morning, everyone. It's like I was only here three seconds ago. Thank you for tuning in to the first game of day 2 of Save Against FearCon 2020. We're very excited. This is going to be a silly game, as you can tell from some of our backgrounds. We are doing a Saturday morning cartoons version of They Came From Beyond the Grave. I almost said They Came From Beneath the Sea, because that's what the character sheet looks like. Modeled after one of my favorite cartoons. We will not say the name of.
Space Ghost.
Space Ghost, Coast to Coast. So, before I jump into telling everyone what They Came From Beyond the Grave is, although I'm sure most of them know already, let me just introduce the fantastic cast I have with me tonight, starting with Primogen.
Hi everyone. I am the Primogen. That is correct. You can call me Chris if you like. I do World of Darkness lore videos on YouTube, yeah, that's pretty much me. You can find me on YouTube as the Primogen and Twitter as well. Although YouTube is where I do all the cool stuff. Twitter, I'm a nerd at, so don't follow me there.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
How do you pronounce that word that werewolves call themselves?
Oh, Galru. I think that's what it's supposed to.
Garu.
Galru. Sorry. It was last week.
That was the best thing I saw on your YouTube.
Yeah, me
I
too.
was like,
that was excellent.
What is this kid's problem? That's how it's pronounced.
Oh, man.
Hot pronunciation takes.
Oh, apparently.
It's Garu.
From Americans.
Garu. It's French. Anyway.
And then over on the other side of me, we have Huddy.
Hi, I'm Huddy. Huddy VonSchland on YouTube, Twitter, and everywhere else. I also do World of Darkness lore videos, as well as recapping LA by Night. And Chris forgot to mention, we also have a podcast called The Beckoning that we do together.
Yeah,
it's so important to him, apparently.
And then, of course, below me, to the left and right, I have two gentlemen who you might recognize from last night's Kult game, which was, I slept great last night. How about you, Nick?
Like a baby. I got my coffee and everything.
Perfect.
I love that I scared the hell out of everybody, and it got very emotional at the end. So hopefully this one's going to be a nice palate cleanser from that very intense game.
What are you talking about? What squid's down my throat?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, things got weird.
It was fine. Even squids. Of course, Mark and Nick from Gehenna Gaming. Thank you, gentlemen, for staying up late with us last night and then joining me at bright and early at 9 a.m.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one.
I
love the They Came From line. So any opportunity to play it, and especially to play with you two, because this is, I think, my first time playing with y'all, right? I mean, last night I was with Ian and Nick, but Huddy and Chris, this is the first time I'm actually in a game with you.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So, They Came From Beyond the Grave is a technically still unpublished book from Onyx Path Publishing. It is the sequel to They Came From Beneath the Sea, which is now out and you can find over on DriveThruRPG. It is a comedy horror game based on specifically Beyond the Grave, 70s horror, particularly like the Hammer film series, the 90 different versions of Dracula and Dracula's Brides and the Return of the Son of Dracula's Brides, movies that came out in that era. Might recognize the background behind me from the last time we ran this game. It's got all of those tropes that made those movies silly, but also very endearing to a lot of us fans of horror. It uses some unique mechanics called trademarks, quips, and cinematics, which I will briefly describe here, and then as we go through the game, everyone get a sense of how they work. Here, I'll drop the proper command there. And give you an overview of it's a D10 system, very similar to World of Darkness. Use skills and attributes. I'll be like, please roll your science and intellect. Things like that, things that are familiar to all fans of the D10 system games. Our characters are playing a selection of pre-gens that I made. The Dupe, the Hunter, the Raconteur, and Professor. All roles very common to those games. So I think everyone will get the gist of who the models for those characters are very quickly. Trademarks are a trademark move or saying that a character has. A very common trope from those B horror movies of last few decades, as my cat attacks my green screen, and which is appropriate for this game, which will give them a bonus to particular roles. And then quips are catchphrases, those wonderful short sayings that actors made far too often in a movie, such as jinkies or zoinks. And if a player uses one of their quips and we all find it particularly entertaining or amusing or appropriate, they will get a bonus to their next roll. Finally, we have cinematics. Cinematics are things that the players can purchase as they go through the game. Every time they fail a roll, because successes are 8, 9, and 10 in this game, not 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 like they are in Vampire. Every time a roll is failed, they get a point in their writer's pool. Start with 1 already. Using those points, they can purchase the cinematics that I have positioned for them, which I will go over very briefly right now. Find the list. Go. All right. So the cinematics they have available are dramatic meteorology. They can make sure that the appropriate lightning, crack of thunder, or rainstorm suddenly appears in the background as they are engaging in a scene. That costs 1 rewrite from their writer's pool. Montage, a classic movie trope where all of a sudden there's a quick scene that transgresses a significant period of time. I think everyone knows what I'm trying to describe that. That costs 2 rewrites.
Even Rocky had a montage.
Yes, the most famous of montages. Small set, sometimes we have small budgets on these films, and actors happen to open a door into the wrong room. And then that costs 1 rewrite. And then I also gave them scene missing, which is one of my favorite rewrites, which is the film reel was damaged, or that particular scene was left out, and it happened to contain an important plot point that they missed. So all of a sudden, we're going to jump to a new scene and never discuss what happened in the previous. Ever. Anyway, that costs 3 rewrites. So these are the different cinematics they will have available to them. They can just purchase those at any time. Don't ask permission. It's more fun that way. Just be like, I'm buying that. And once they have purchased it and used it, it goes back into the pool and someone else can buy it. We're using a rules light version of this game, so everyone knows. So there are more rules. Technically, actually, cinematics don't go back into the pool. There's rules called stunts, which give you different bonuses. But we're going to keep this fast-paced for a one-shot. So if you are interested in learning more about They Came From Beyond the Grave, I highly recommend you go over to theonyxpath.com. Look at the information on it. It's a great game. It's really fun to play at conventions. I highly. So, before we begin, why don't you all go around and introduce your character? Starting with Chris again.
There we go. Gotta unmute myself. So I am playing as Dawn. I am a qualified monster hunter. I took a summer course a little while back. The back of a magazine, I sent in a slip, and I got a do-it-yourself cassette tape, listened to it, did some exercises, some stretching, and I'm ready to take on any kind of monster out there. I don't really know what else to tell you. I'm fashionable. I have sort of an ascot, I guess. And I'm the bee's knees, something you'd say in the 20s. So I guess I'm a cool cat.
There you go. Yeah.
There we go. That's me. That's Dawn.
And Huddy.
I'm Wilma. I'm mousy and really introverted, but I'm really smart. And I'm sort of a professor archetype. I'm very into science, and I want to marry the occult with science. And I don't have any fashion sense, and normally I'd be wearing a really ugly sweater, but I just didn't have one available.
Everyone needs an ugly sweater, I think.
I just don't have one.
Mark, what about you?
I don't have a mouse. I don't have a mouse, but my name's Sam, and I'm normally a little shaggy, but my mom made me cut my hair.
Oh no. Oh no.
If anyone wants, I'm
Begins.
holding.
I literally just
If
got what he
anyone
was
wants to
doing.
partake, we can partake if anyone wants. Just an offer. I don't know, man. I'm hungry.
Oh
No.
no.
It's hard to
Uh-oh.
motivate you to do something unless you get a snack of some kind.
If you got snacks,
Oh.
you brought snacks.
I will say the best way to wake up early in the morning is laughter. So I hope
A
everyone
doobie
is
snack.
prepared. A doobie snack.
Yeah, man.
Oh no. Oh no. Nick, what about you?
Well, hi, Jolly G. Willikers, everyone. My name is Francis. My friends like to call me Freddy sometimes. Yeah, I'm just your simple, run-of-the-mill hometown hero. I really like investigating and got to catch these ghosts. I used to be a Boy Scout back in my day, and I am just, let me tell you, excited, Ian. I mean, ecstatic that me and my friends get to catch some ghosts.
Excellent. So, as you all have heard, we have a wonderful cast here of ghost hunters. This crew is going to be investigating an old abandoned manor. They believe has been haunted since the Civil War. Our film begins with the crew rolling up in their van to the front doors of a large manor. It's a little run down. Some of the windows are boarded up and cracked. See some shingles missing off the roof, but it's structurally sound. You've done your research. Francis, you probably did some digging, making sure it would be safe for everyone to be inside. It's the evening. You have some very high tech for the day video cameras ready to go, and flashlights and sleeping bags and some snacks. But this is the 1970s. We don't have the EMF equipment and fancy ghost hunter tools that people see on TV today. So a crew is fairly lightly equipped comparatively. What's everyone pull up?
Well, I'm lugging the giant video camera that we brought to record because obviously you don't have a camcorder at this point. So I have this huge thing, but that's fine because I can handle it. So I'm carrying the recording equipment, I'm assuming we don't need a generator, but definitely backup batteries for the video camera, all that jazz. Just
probably
carrying
like a satchel with the audio recording on
Oh
a thing
God, yeah,
around your
everything.
yeah.
And I kind of believe that if you can carry stuff, you shouldn't carry stuff more than once. So I'm packing on as much as I can, so you can barely see me behind all this stuff. But again, it's cool. I took a summer course. It's fine. So I'm just carrying the stuff over to wherever Francis wants me to carry it, and that's what I'm doing.
I'll be wiping any road dust off of the side of the van because we changed the name to the Quandary Carriage. So, and I'm really proud of it. So I came up with the name. So I'm just wiping any road dust off of it.
Yeah, it was better than the last one.
Yeah,
copyright.
Well, copyright law is very fascinating, but I don't think we have time to get into it right now.
Plus, the Quandary Carriage has an 8-track player, man.
Yes, we all know you're happy about that. You kept telling us the whole ride over here.
Well, yeah, I brought Dark Side of the Moon, so I'm sorry that the 8-track kind of messed up halfway through. I cracked it open earlier this morning to try to fix it myself, and I got some crumbs inside of it.
From your doobie snacks, you're almost out of those. I saw.
Hey, Francis, isn't this your dad's car?
Why, yes, it is. And I would honestly really prefer if you did not eat or partake in your doobie snacks in our Quandary Carriage. I just got my EMF detector. Oh, wait, does that have existed in the 60s? I'm not very sure. I got
could have built it yourself, man.
My dowsing rods, my Ouija boards, whatever ancient 60s era ghost hunting equipment. And, I'm ready.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I think we definitely have an original Ouija board with us. It's going
Yeah,
on
like,
the time, right? Yeah.
like handwritten, like hand drawn on cards.
Yeah, I made sure to decorate with a ballpoint pen around the border of it with some really cool, spooky, interesting shapes because I heard that ghosts really like spooky shapes.
Did you hear this from an actual ghost?
Yeah, no, it was my boy Brian. I thought he was a ghost for about 5 minutes.
Yes, very good.
Turns out it was actually my mom.
Francis claps his hands together and goes, "All right, gang, it's time to split up." Oh wait, got ahead of myself there.
Wonderful. So you are standing in front of this old manor as the sun is beginning to set, and the door you can see is not locked. In fact, it's slightly open, kind of like swinging very lightly in the breeze going by. You all get a chill down your spine as you see the sun's kind of dip behind the roof of the building. What how are you gonna set up inside? Are you gonna like set up the Ouija board, get the camera going, and like do a seance, or how are you gonna begin your ghost hunt here?
Well, I can wait in the car while you guys go inside because I mean I don't know about you, but this place is scary. Do we need to go inside? Like we could just do it like right here. Right?
I think it would be hard to investigate the house from inside of the van.
Well, jumping to Husafet's chat, I mean, you're not scared of a little ghost, are you?
I mean, a little. Yeah, it's scary in there. What the hell? Yo, this. I guess. Okay, I'm gonna go with you guys, and I will be right behind you.
Look, man, we don't even know if there's going to be any ghosts here. Just take it easy, and if there are going to be ghosts, we'll be in front of it. Don't worry, you're like second or third line of defense. No problem.
Yeah, second, third, fourth, all the way in the back, and
Oh, yeah.
really safer than you, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
It really hasn't been the same since he lost that Doberman, did he?
I miss him. He's here in spirit.
I mean, once they get rabies, we gotta put him down.
Exactly. Here in spirit. He might actually be here, so maybe you should go in first.
You know what, guys? I think I should actually go in the front because if he's going to be here in spirit, he's not going to. I mean, you know, he knows me.
Yeah, you guys are besties, so you should definitely go first.
So Sam's actually going to go up to the front of the door.
Okay.
He's going to run to the front door, excited like a little kid.
Okay.
And bust open that door.
Yeah, you pull the door open, walk into big open entryway, chandelier kind of swinging very, very gently at the top. It's 2 stories. It's still, you know, furnished inside. It's, you know, it's an abandoned old manor, technically now owned by the state, but they haven't had a chance to put money into, you know, repair it and make it into a historical attraction. You see, yes.
What does it smell like?
It smells a little damp and probably like it smelled outside because you can see some broken windows. The door was kind of open. There's a bunch of debris from just like the wind blowing sticks and whatnot inside. You can see a bird's nest in the. You see a suit of armor, and the visor is up, and there's a bird nest inside.
I'm going to pull out some wrapped white sage, and I'm going to take my lighter and light it on fire.
Okay. All right. And start walking around.
Yeah, I'm gonna start walking around.
Okay, well,
This place smells like old people.
Sam, be careful with that stuff. It's gonna get into my clothes and my ascot. Man, do you have any idea how hard it is to get sage out of this? This is silk.
I know. I ruined my favorite pants. They're
Which
still
one
okay.
of
The
the,
only-
which one of your two pants are your favorite pants?
the ones I'm wearing right now, the ones with all the
Yeah.
holes in them.
All right. Okay, gotcha.
All right. So you start carrying your gear inside. I assume
Mhm.
that Don has all the recording equipment. Francis, you're probably carrying the Ouija board and some of the occult items. Huddy, what are you doing?
Wilma probably has like some sort of dossier that she's gotten from the library.
Okay.
Books that she's taken out, the history of the house, and maybe she has a giant magnifying glass as she's reading it and looking around the house.
Excellent. All right. So you have the history of the house. You have the details of that. You probably
Yes.
also tried to pull up some blueprints.
Likely.
Which you will have noticed. There's a couple different versions of it. There's been a lot of renovations on the house over the years since it was built, and they've added an entire wing on. And if you compare the blueprints, there's rooms missing between some of them. It's just they're not. You can already tell they're not accurate before you even start walking around the house.
Okay.
So, what is the first thing everyone would like to do? Do you want to explore the house? Do you want to set up in entryway? You want to find a good room to set up your equipment in? What's your plan? Your plan of attack?
Well, if ghost hunting has told me anything, Ian, it's that we need to split up and go room by room and find the perfect room to set up in. I'll start with splitting up the gang. Don, Wilma, you two come with me. Sam, you're on your own.
Francis, that's a really good plan. Dick.
Whoa, my name's Francis, not Richard.
Easy mistake to make. All right, I'll just set all this stuff down here, all this expensive video equipment that we rented over the weekend, and I'll go with you, Francis. That's cool.
All right. So, Sam, do you go off on your own, or do you put up an argument here?
No, I've got my sage, and I'm ready and raring to go to find some ghost dogs.
All right. So you're just gonna start walking around the house with the sage, just kind of like wafting it around. The other three, do you stay on the first floor or do you go up the stairs?
Probably with the magnifying glass looking at the blueprints, I'll say, Jinkies, this house is really strange. I think we should go upstairs to the west wing. There's something weird about that. There's rooms that look like they're there, but they're not on the blueprints. It's got to be the best place to set up.
Sounds kind of like my parents' summer house, They didn't really tell the government where they put everything. Figured, when the apocalypse comes, they'll have someplace to hide.
Strange non sequitur, Don.
I've been thinking.
Just figure people build rooms that they don't put on a blueprint.
I've been thinking. Now, gang, listen up here. I think we should go upstairs and go to the west wing of the house because honestly, it doesn't seem like the blueprints are matching here at all.
Great idea, Francis. Let's go with it.
It's almost like someone else said that, but okay.
Oh no. All right, so I'm gonna start with Sam. So you're walking around downstairs. You're kind of going through kind of library. There's no books on the shelves. It's actually empty. But there are bookshelves. There's some chairs. There's a big fireplace on the side. You walk through that room pretty quickly because there's not much to dig into. Go through a dining room. You end up in a kitchen, surprisingly. And
Now we're talking.
it still smells faintly like food.
I gotta say, Ian, I am getting a little hungry, and there's nothing that gets me more excited about ghost hunting than a peanut butter and ice cream licorice sandwich. What's in the fridge?
What is in the fridge? Open the fridge. Sitting on a plate is a peanut butter.
Zoinks! This is
Oh, it's in there.
amazing.
Sitting there by itself.
It's made for me.
And a bottle of milk. Because why not?
Nothing like a nice heaping glass of lactose loaded milk to soothe my stomach after my peanut butter ice cream and licorice sandwich. I take the plate with the sandwich on it, and I take my glass of milk, and I sit down at the table. And is there a table around?
There's a one of those islands in the middle of the kitchen. It's a large kitchen, and it's got some bar stools around it. Obviously, back in the day, the help would have been in the kitchen after dinner.
Is there a tablecloth at all?
No, it's a butcher block tabletop.
Okay. Well, desperate times cause for desperate measures. I'm actually going to take the bib that I brought with me. Normally, I don't like to use it because it's my nice bib, but I wrap it around because I don't want to mess up my favorite sweatshirt. It's got a couple burn holes in it, and I really don't want to ruin it this time.
Of course.
And I grab the sandwich. This first bite is to you, Shruby. You were a good pup.
All right.
A pup named Shrudy.
No copyright.
Moment of silence for Shruby.
F in chat for Shruby.
Never forget.
No. Oh no.
Should
Anyway,
have never got into that cave full of rabies infected bats.
Game full of rabies. Anyway.
Also, Sam, you can't say zoinks. You got to say doinks. Copyright.
Oh no. Anyway, let's cut over to the other three members of our ghost hunting crew as you make your way upstairs and towards the west wing of the house. Oh, the stairs.
It's not so weird for people to have rooms in their house that they don't tell anyone, even their own kids, about, right?
We don't have to keep having this discussion, do we, Don? Look at these blueprints. Look
All
at
right.
this place. It's so weird. Francis, you think it's weird, right?
You know what? It does seem a little bit odd that there is a missing room in this blueprint. You know, I know my father wouldn't like me to go into a study sometime, but we always knew it was there.
Can we approach the area, like maybe between rooms that isn't on the blueprints, but we can clearly see that there's something there?
Absolutely. So you're making your way down the hallway. The stairs are in great repair, surprisingly. There's no squeaky boards, nothing like that. You just get upstairs, start walking down the hallway. It's expansive. From the second floor, there's a balcony that kind of wraps around the entry hall, so you can see the chandelier, see how the winch that would lower it for cleaning and airing. And you make your way down this hallway, and you can clearly see on the one set of blueprints, there's a room at the end of the hall. And then maybe they removed that room when they put in the addition or walled it off. But once you get there, there's a door that's not on the more recent blueprint.
We should respect the sanctity of this house. But jolly gee, I think we should just knock the door down.
Like you're talking my language. All right. It's on the shoulder. So I'm going to try to break down the door.
Fantastic. So the first roll of the game. Why don't you give me a let's make this an athletics and
Might. Oof. It's going to be a dice pool of 7. And it was 8, 9, and 10 that were successes,
8,
right?
9, and 10s are successes, yes.
Gotcha.
And 10s are
Let's-
exploding, so you can reroll 10s.
Gotcha. Oh, that is 1 8. That's one success.
One success. One success is almost enough. You do the old shoulder check into the door, and
I do have a thing for might. Everything is breakable
you do.
as a trademark. What does that do? Do they get another
You
dice
get,
for
roll
that?
one more dice, yes.
Okay, sorry. It's a 6. Never mind.
All right. That's enough, though. You do crack the door open, but you hurt your shoulder a little bit.
Ah, oh man, that was a good stretch. Yeah, see, I told you. Talking my own language.
Good job, Don.
Excellent. So you open the door into what appears to be a child's bedroom. There's a small bed walls are painted bright blue with like airplane stencils on them, and there's toys, old toys, laying around, and just child-size furniture, maybe for like somewhere between 8 and 10-year-old.
Jinkies, I couldn't imagine growing up in a house like this. Well, maybe Dawn can. Is there anything
Listen.
in the...
I got nothing.
Back home, we have a saying for this. Creepy. And that's a quip.
I mean,
That was a quip.
Go ahead and take a +1 to your next dice roll.
nice.
Is there anything in the history about children
So the house.
living here?
So, Wilma, why don't you give me a? Why don't you give me an enigmas and?
Okay. That's actually not horrible for me, but not great either. That is no successes.
No successes. All right, I'm going to add one to the writers' pool. And you remember skimming through the history of the house. You hadn't had a chance to dig into it too thoroughly due to Sam, being a little distracting on the ride here, and the music, and just Sam. And the house passed ownership numerous times through the last few decades, before eventually becoming abandoned in the 40s. So any family that lived here would have been
So pre-World War II.
yes. So there were certainly families, large families that lived in the house. The fact that it seems like this room isn't on the most recent blueprints is what's odd about it. And the toys that you see look older.
It's a good thing Sam's not in that room. Otherwise, he would have gotten very excited about these toys.
Yeah. Do you think we
Okay.
should take a couple of these toys for Sam, bring it down to him when we're done up here?
That sounds like a splendid idea. I might be jumping the gun a little bit, but gang, looks like we got ourselves another mystery on our hands.
Jinkies, I think you're right, Francis.
All right. Just kids' toys, but I guess it's a mystery how they ended up here in a kid's room.
Well, I think the mystery is why this is walled off. I mean, that's strange. It's a kid's room. Kids'
I
rooms
guess
are
they didn't
happy
have a kid.
places.
They didn't have a kid anymore. I get.
You don't wall off a room just because the kid isn't there anymore. And
You don't?
maybe the kid is the ghost. Maybe something terrible happened.
You know what? Actually, I might agree with Don here. My father did the same to my brother Lonnie when he went off to war. Held up his room. We don't talk to him.
Perfectly sensible way of dealing with trauma. I think it's
Yeah. 60s. What a time.
Remind me to get you boys down to the psychology lab when we get back to campus.
Oh, I don't believe in doohickey sciences like that.
Well,
I know. I believe you refer to them as head shrinkers.
Yes.
Well, I mean, there's no harm in taking them, right? If we're going to be using the Ouija board, we might as well have some spooky props lying around, right?
That sounds keen, Don.
Sometimes I really get it.
So have you decided that this is the room you're going to set up in?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so I assume, Don, then you'll go back downstairs to collect the recording equipment.
Oh, yeah.
That fun stuff. Francis, were you carrying the Ouija board and other items with you, or did you leave them downstairs?
I probably left them downstairs to go scope out.
Okay. So you two are definitely going back downstairs. Wilma, are you staying in the room, or are you going with them?
Yeah, Milma's probably picking up some dolls, maybe with her big microphone, like really looking at them with her magnifying glass and putting them down, maybe tapping on the walls a little bit.
Excellent. So the other two head back downstairs, splitting the party once again. and you're inspecting some of the toys and other items, children's books, and you're creaking of the door as it
Mhm.
and then slams.
That was happening after Francis left?
After Francis and Don both left to go collect their equipment, yes.
Oh, great. Jinkies! um, we'll run over and try and open the door.
It's locked.
Okay. Gang? Gang? Can you hear me?
You two
So, yeah, sorry.
are walking down the stairs at this point. Not here, Wilma.
I gotta tell you, man, Francis, if you really wanna do a summer course of any kind, what you want to do is you got to be out early. You got to get the magazines, you got to scan the backs, and you got to watch out for grifters because they're gonna want to take your money and they're not gonna give what you're paying for.
Jolly gee, that does sound like a heinous act that they would commit.
Yeah, well, I mean, people are terrible.
You know, I always thought that the Boy Scouts would teach me everything I needed to know about life, and so far, I think they were right.
Yeah, I'm sure they taught you a lot.
Jump over to Sam.
Oh, all in all, we're just a stomach ache in the wall.
Yeah, that sandwich isn't sitting very well.
No, it's not sitting well at all. I shouldn't have eaten it. I gotta say, though, it was quite possibly one of the most delicious sandwiches I've ever had. I couldn't have made it better myself. The balance between the peanut butter and the licorice with just enough a la mode between two hefty bagel slices.
You couldn't have made it better yourself.
I couldn't have.
Not sitting well. As you can hear down the hallway, Don and Francis talking as they're heading back down. Sounds like maybe they found a room to set up in.
Oh, maybe they found a room or something to set up in. Guys?
You from down the hall towards what can only be probably a kitchen area. Here, Sam calling. You're collecting the gear in the entry.
Do you smell that, Don?
Smells like licorice.
Smells like Sammy's been getting into his doobie snacks again.
What you smell? Do you start heading down that way?
Yeah.
What you smell doesn't smell good. Smell of rotting meat and boiled vegetables. Definitely, whatever was left in the pantry of this house has gone bad.
This stuff is expensive too. They call it purple sticky meat, and I know exactly why they call those doobie snacks purple sticky meat.
You arrive, walk through an open door into the kitchen where Sam is slumped on a stool in front of a plate of partially eaten, rotting food.
Ugh.
Sam, if you were hungry, we could have gone for takeout.
Yeah, but you always order the stuff with the vegetables. I don't like vegetables very much.
Bodies like this don't just build themselves, you know.
No, you're like a fine-tuned machine over there.
I'm gonna lie, Sammy. Not your brightest idea.
I regret every decision I've ever made about this sandwich. But if given the opportunity, I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Well, can't argue with that.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
Did you find any ghost dogs?
Not dogs.
Not yet.
But we did find a secret room.
Don, your parents' secret bedroom.
Did I tell you about that?
Well, I might have overheard these walls are thin.
Okay, good, because I was worried. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's like that, kind of, I guess. I mean, it's a kid's room, but the idea is pretty much the same, right?
Kinda. It's a secret room that they lock kids in. There's nothing creepy about that at all.
Not at all.
Nah, it's the 60s.
Well, yeah. I mean, my brother was locked in the basement for a while.
Probably
We don't like to talk
deserved it.
about that.
I miss my brother.
Oh, you have a basement brother too?
Not exactly.
I was gonna say basement brother buddies.
Please. Oh, you.
Am I the only normal person around here? Anyway, let's go up to the children's room.
Don thinks because he got a college education from those flyers that he's normal.
Look, technically, it's only valid if I take their follow-up university courses. It's not valid at a state college university.
Hey, I got a friend. If you want a degree, he's really good. He actually does like this calligraphy, and it looks totally legit. And if you're looking for some clean pee, he could help too.
All right. Clean pee?
Yeah, you never know.
I guess not. I guess we better go back to Velma.
Has drugs test has modern medicine gotten to that point where that's like a thing?
I hope so, because it'd be really weird if you're collecting other people's clean pee if there was no drug testing right now.
You never know.
Drug testing did exist in the 70s. Anyway, let's jump back upstairs to Wilma.
Okay.
So
This is bad, but I'm a confident 60s/70s woman, and nothing bad ever happens to women in horror stories. So
Nope.
I can handle this.
Wonderful. You try the door; it's locked.
Mm-hmm.
The only entrance.
Yelling doesn't work.
Yelling didn't work. They're too ingrained or too self-involved to pay attention. There's a window.
How high up is the window? We're on the second floor,
You're on the
aren't we?
second floor of a manor, so a good 30 feet up off the ground.
Yeah, I don't
There's
think I'll reach up to 30 windows.
There's like a trellis with like vines on it outside. You could potentially climb. You could wait for them to come back.
Yeah, I think Wilma will wait for them to come back because she's not the most athletic person in the world. So I think she will continue to maybe pick up some items, maybe look for any drawings from a child, since they tend to sort of, draw out their feelings, and see if anything like that.
All right. Well, you start looking around for maybe any art drawings, things like that, and you do find a scrapbook. You're flipping through the scrapbook. You see it's children's drawings. Fairly large family, actually. 3 kids, some additional adults, maybe favored servant or me. You flip through, the pictures get a little darker. One of the kids suddenly not in the drawings anymore. The faces, they start using more black crayon to kind of scribble out faces. And then you just get to a page which is just scrawled over in color, different colored crayons, masking whatever drawing was it, or that is what it is. And that's like the next 4 or 5. And then it's just blank after that.
Okay. Gonna grab that scrapbook and put it with my other history of the house, and maybe press myself against the door to see if I could hear if the boys are coming back.
You do actually hear footsteps coming down the hall.
Okay. Good.
And
Jinkies.
Jinkies. Gentlemen, 3 of you collected the gear, are heading back up to set up in that room.
All I'm saying is that it clears your mind. You could focus on more things. It makes you a better person. which is exactly why I'm telling you guys, you really need to try it. A full night's sleep will set you off from the very beginning of the day to the very end of the day, and you'll just be far more productive, man.
I don't know.
I would need to see the sign, Sammy. I'm a man of intelligence.
I was told sleep 4 hours a night. That's all you need. The rest of the time you can just spend basically lugging stuff around. That's the entire basis for my workout routine. I just carry stuff.
And I know it, the government, man, they arbitrarily banned more than 5 hours of sleep for some reason, even though it's completely natural and everybody does it and you can pretty much find it anywhere. I mean, sleep pretty much grows in any climate, no matter where you are. I don't know why it's illegal, man, but I'm telling you, a full night's sleep will make you a better peep.
All right, Sammy. I think that's the fluoride talking. Wilma, are you in here?
The door is shut to the room you were in.
That's strange.
Silly Wilma. She shut the door. Go to open it.
Wilma, you hear voices, but they're very muffled. They sound very far away. And Francis, when you go to open the door, it's stuck. Like, it doesn't feel locked, but you can't get it open.
Well, I looked at Don. Nothing a good knuckle sandwich won't fit or fix.
Guys, I got a bad feeling about this.
It's just a door, Sammy.
How many quips were just used?
Oh.
That was a trademark.
That was a trademark?
Uh-huh.
Which trademark is that?
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Excellent. Excellent. I believe that affects survival.
What does that do?
I don't know. Why don't you give me a survival and, let's say, cunning roll.
Wow. Sammy is pretty cunning, and he's a survivor, apparently.
Yeah.
What's a success? Sorry, what number?
8 and up.
8 and up. 4 successes.
Yeah, you do get a bad feeling about this. Something's wrong here. Something seems off. The hair on the back of your neck stands up, and you feel like you don't want to go in that room.
Hold on, boys. Hold on. What if it's a What if it's a What if it's a ghost? I don't think we should go in there.
But Velma's in there.
Wilma.
Oh, I mean Wilma. Sorry, I'm from Attica. It's a
Interchangeable.
We say Wilma. Wilma.
Velma, it's a soft WB.
Bumblebee.
Wilma.
Velma's in there with the ghost. I'm telling you, I can feel it.
Well, then all the more reason to open it up. Wilma, stand back. I'm gonna open the door. I'm gonna try to open the door.
Can I hear that?
You hear your name and door.
Okay, I'd probably go, yes, open the door, but I'd still be against
You're
it.
like hitting it.
Yeah.
No, don't open the door.
And Don, give me another athletics and might roll.
Absolutely, and with an extra die as well, right? Because
Yes.
okay, here we go. So that's going to be 8. That is not a single success. Wait, hold on. Nope, not a single one. I whiffed it.
Oh no. That's another die in the writer's pool. And
Oh boy.
as Don shoulders into the door again using the same shoulder,
Oh,
He
that didn't
actually,
work.
why don't you take a point of damage
Absolutely.
as the door actually does open about a centimeter and then slams back shut. Wilma, the door almost hits you in the face, and then it's almost as if a force on your side shoves it shut again.
Don't worry, Don. I'll show you how it's done.
All
Nothing
right,
a good old Boy Scouting will fix.
Wilma, do you move away from the door at this point?
Actually, I was thinking that Wilma's gonna go, well, this isn't strictly ethical, and she's gonna look for something in the room, something that could be, evidence for this ghost mystery, and try to use it to break down the door, which is also a trademark.
Excellent. All right. So, why don't you, Francis, are you going to roll to try to shoulder the door open?
So I'm gonna take like about 5 feet back, do that thing in cartoons because we are a Monday morning cartoon where he like starts running in place and the little like spinny animation starts going. I'm gonna run right into the door.
Excellent. All right. Why don't you give me an athletics and might roll, and then Wilma, give me a. Yeah, why don't you give me a larceny? Have larceny at all?
No.
Well, why don't you give me a dexterity roll? Straight dexterity.
Just straight dexterity?
Yes.
Okay.
3 successes.
3 successes, all right. And you get an extra die for your trademark.
Yep.
Both of you.
Oh, and okay.
Oh, I did. Oh. Cool. That is 3 successes.
Excellent. So, Wilma, you find a bat. It's not like a cricket bat. So you're able to you're pushing the edge of the cricket bat in to try to wedge the door open as Francis gets that cartoon running in place head start, smashes into the door. You manage to dodge out of the way as both of you come crashing in, falling on top of each other in a heap on the floor as the door springs open just as Francis hits it.
Ow!
Wilma, stop playing around. We got a mystery to go to.
I wasn't playing around. The door wouldn't open. Jinkies, you guys. How come you couldn't open it from your side?
Maybe it was a ghost.
What's up, everyone's stuttering today?
Don, what did you call that stuff that comes out of ghosts, ghost snot? Ecto-cooler.
Ecto-cooler. Yeah, I think that's the one.
Maybe it was stuck with ecto-cooler.
I'm pretty sure it's ecto-cooler.
Look at this scrapbook. Look how weird this is. And I'll show them all the pictures of as they change and it gets darker and creepier.
Mm-hmm. You all get a sense of foreboding as Wilma shows you the child's drawings getting creepier as she flips through.
Wilma, did you draw these?
No, Sammy, I didn't draw them. Oh, Sammy, your breath smells terrible. What have you been eating?
What else is new?
I had
more terrible than usual.
I had the greatest sandwich of my entire life. It was life-changing. There might be a little bit left downstairs. I can go get you one.
Sammy, no one's lived in this house for a couple of decades. Why would you eat anything you find in here?
I don't know, but I'm starting to regret it because my stomach really hurts.
Yeah, actually, Sammy, your stomach really hurts. And I actually want you to take a point of damage. Feel a sharp pain.
It's a sharp pain. The only thing that's going to save me from my plight of pain and anguish is there's a little bag in the front seat of the van. It's the last of my doobie snacks. It's the only thing that'll help.
Don, you're the fastest. Yeah,
I'll go get him. No problem.
Okay.
Is there a
John,
bed around here?
There's a child's bed, which you are far too tall for.
I'm gonna lay in it.
Perfect. So like his knees are hanging off the edge of the foot of the bed, so his feet are still on the floor, and he's just like back with his head like on the.
I'll give him one of a teddy bear I found that's like maybe the button eyes falling out or whatever. I'll just
Like
give it to
hanging by
him.
a thread, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna snuggle with it. Wilma.
Yes, Sammy.
Can you read me a story?
I think maybe we don't have time for that right now. I could read you the history of the house. In 1742.
Boring. What about that one with the cat that you read me that last time in the other haunted house?
I was telling you about my cat who died. That wasn't a story.
It was hilarious.
Jinx, I might be wrong, but I think this house might be haunted.
Jinkies, Francis, I think you might be right.
Start setting up the Ouija
I
board.
was gonna say do you start setting up the equipment? Okay.
Yeah.
So Don, you run down into the van, uneventfully collect the small baggie of doobie snacks for Sam, and you're coming back upstairs while Francis begins setting up the occult equipment and of course the audio equipment. A little bit of time passes, the sun sets, it gets dark, but you do have some lighting well. So the room set up fairly nicely. You have the Ouija board set up in the middle with cameras. Sam, after you partake in a doobie snack, you feel a little better, but something's not sitting right in your stomach. And you all gather around to begin seeing if you can communicate with whatever the spirit in this place is.
Ooh.
Sorry, I fell asleep for a second.
If there are any ghosts there, show us a sign.
Which one of you has the highest enigmas score?
Oh, that actually
One.
3.
I just have 2.
Wilma?
I have 2.
All right.
Francis is 3.
Francis, why don't you give me an enigmas and solve?
There's no way this could possibly backfire.
I'm also the cameraman, so give me a sign if you hear something so I can turn on the camera, because it's really expensive.
So you're manning the camera, Don. The rest of you are kind of around the Ouija board as Francis is.
I'm actually lighting as many candles in this house as I can, in this room,
In the
as
room.
I can.
In the room. Okay. All right. So
Yeah,
you're all in the room. Francis,
Yeah, so as many candles as I can, like tons of
you-
candles.
so for some reason, the only thing Sammy brought with him were his doobie snacks and just a massive like duffel bag full of candles.
Yeah, they're like those like weird like Santeria spirit candles that you can find at Walmart. They're really cheap. They're like
the
5 cents each.
Santeria ones.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
ones.
yeah. With like the Virgin Mary, and then like there's like an old
saints.
guy holding like a little.
Oh, it's
cloth
brilliant.
with
It's
space on it.
perfect.
Wonderful. So you start lighting candles. Francis.
Uh-oh.
You feel the planchette start to shift on its own.
Whoa.
You take your hands off of it.
Yes.
It keeps moving.
Jinkies.
And it moves over to where the word "hi" is. And just this, and just
Click on the camera.
I think the ghost is trying to communicate with us.
Yeah, Don.
I think he's saying hi.
Yeah, Wilma.
Yeah.
These ghosts are totally down.
Oh God.
I do like the Zach Bogan thing. I look at it, it's like, it just moved. Start checking the camera.
Hey, click.
It's a real. It's like a. It's like a
God,
real
that
ca-
you'd
giant
be
real camera.
holding the camera up like this, and you'd be holding the boom thing. God, you'd be so encumbered.
I can hold that mic actually. That's a job that I can do and not screw up
As
totally.
you finish lighting all the cameras. Or
Mhm.
the cameras, the
Yeah, you have
candles.
these massive headphones on.
I'm just gonna I'll hold the boom mic for you, and then you can hold that humongous camera.
I got it.
As Sammy takes the boom mic, it drifts in and out of frame of the camera. He's not holding it steady at all.
It like kind of thumps Wilma in the head a little bit every once in a while, and
Ow,
bumps
Sammy.
Francis in the head.
Chinky
Sorry,
Sammy,
sorry.
pay attention.
Sorry.
And I'm like trying to zoom, finding the person.
Francis.
Ghosty, ghosty, ghost. Tell us, what is your name?
Goes to the D, A, N,
What?
and then after a second it shifts over to the Y.
Dany, Danny.
Danny.
Well, I figured out one thing. This ghost doesn't know how to spell its own name.
Sure, that's not how you spell Danny.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna write Dawn, but
I'll ask the next question. Danny, did you mean to spell Danny with 2 N's?
It shifts over to the yes.
I thought so.
Hey, Don, maybe you should give him one of your pamphlets.
I'm not here. I'm filming.
You are here though.
Don't talk to the cameraman.
Donnie or Danny, is Shrooby with you? If he's with you, tell him I said you're a good boy.
It just kind of shifts over to the no.
No, he is. He is a good boy.
Shrooby Loo.
Wait a minute. Maybe the ghost can't spell its name because the ghost is a kid. Danny,
Jinkies,
are
Francis.
you a child?
Shifts over to yes very quickly.
Francis,
Caught that right. You caught that.
that's a real mystery solving.
I've solved the mystery. It's a kid ghost. Pack it up, boys.
But that's not the mystery. The mystery is what happened to the kid ghost and why he's still here. Francis.
How did you die, Danny?
Did he die?
It just kind of like circles the yes that it's already sitting on.
That was it.
I
Wilma.
think all ghosts die.
Yeah, it's a ghost.
Yeah, that's
So it is a kid ghost.
Oh no.
Definitely a dead kid.
Danny. Are you the child, the ghost child who colored this little coloring scrapbook thing?
Circles the yes again.
Oh, I got a good question.
Oh no.
Danny Ghost Boy, what superpowers do you have since you've become a ghost boy?
The planchet doesn't move.
Oh, he's thinking. Don't worry, Sammy.
Yeah, he'll answer soon enough. Let's all just sit here and wait.
Sammy, or not Sammy.
Yes? Yeah, Francis, yes. What is it?
Danny, were you locked in this room?
Goes to no.
Danny, were you killed in this room?
Goes to no. It circles no.
Follow-up question. What was in that sandwich?
Goes to E, and then it goes to the W.
He put E in it?
Sammy, lead this to Francis and Wilma.
I'm so sorry.
Just
As soon as you say you put E in it, we get like a Nancy Reagan ad just saying not to do drugs.
Yeah.
Drugs are bad.
I don't know if E existed in the
I don't
70s.
think
I
I
don't
don't know.
think
I don't know when it was invented.
No.
Anyway.
You know?
I think probably the 80s or 90s.
Probably.
I'll
Anyway.
check that later.
Anyway. Please continue the seance.
Danny, why was this a secret room? This ghost will tell us everything we need to know.
It goes to HIDIT.
Hit it?
Hit it. Bum, 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 down, and then Sammy starts dancing. Down.
By the way, we've been informed that MDMA was developed in 1912, actually.
Well, yeah,
1912?
I don't know if it was used recreationally until later.
Right.
Yeah, it's probably, heavily medicinal and a psychiatric.
I'm sure someone probably used it recreationally.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Doctors dip it into their own prescriptions, if you know what I'm saying.
But yeah, they used to prescribe cocaine for ghosts in people's blood.
Yeah. To get ghosts in people.
So
I still miss my brother.
Mm.
Kind of want to ask him about Davy Jones, but I'm not gonna.
Danny, did you die in this house?
yes,
Where did you die?
EASEMENT.
Basement.
Basement.
Basement. I thought after the VAS, I thought that was going to go in a completely different direction.
This is a
Jinkies,
children's
guys.
story, Nick.
Maybe we should have set up at the basement. Maybe we should have thought to look for one.
It goes to
Don't
no.
move things. No.
When you say that, it goes to no.
Who killed you?
It just kind of drifts aimlessly on the board for a second, and then it goes to SCARYMAN.
Scary man.
Ruby, man. But Ruby did not kill anybody.
Well, gang. It seems.
Danny, oh sorry.
No, you go.
Is the scary man still here?
Goes to yes.
Oh dear.
Kind
Is he
of
like here?
just
Is he here right now?
Look at Francis. Like,
Did you ask?
Is he?
Is he here right now?
Yeah.
Goes to no.
Oh, thank God.
He's in the basement, I think. Wait. Get a close up on this, Don. Is the scary man a communist?
WHATACOMM.
The
kid doesn't know how to spell communist, so it's just like he's like, "What's a communist?" Red
Better
herring.
dead than red, Danny. But you're too young to understand that.
Point at the camera.
I heard that the communists started the drug war.
It's a communist plant. Wait, that's the other game I ran.
Well, gang, I think we need to check out the basement. Nothing bad will certainly happen to us there.
Dun dun
it's
dun.
not the oh.
Oh,
It's okay. We have it's a really night. It's night out, right?
yeah, it's night. It's sunset recently, so it's like early evening.
Jinkies, Francis, you can only do seances at night.
Yeah, it's
Come
a really
on.
nice night. There's not a cloud in the sky, and I spend a point.
You're gonna spend a point for dramatic meteorology. It's a really nice night, not a cloud in the sky. Suddenly, there's just a crash of lightning and thunder, and it starts
delusions of
pouring water outside. And on that note, we're gonna take a short break. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Again, we are raising money for the Bodhana Group as part of Save Against FearCon, so make sure you check that out. There's some pretty fantastic folks. Look, there's links. You can go register, buy a badge. They're $25, and you can play in a bunch of great games that are running over this weekend, as well as tune into the panels, which are all about gaming and using gaming as a therapeutic tool. So please go check that out. You can see the donation bar above myself and Wilma's head. That side. And please continue supporting us. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. Go stretch your legs, get some water, get some coffee. It's morning for us at least.
Get
Thank
some
you.
get some Scooby snacks.
Get some doobie
Doobie
snacks.
Doobie
snacks.
snacks.
Scooby snacks.
Ruby
Scooby
Lou
snacks.
snacks.
Shrooby snacks.
Yeah, Shrooby Loo
Shrooby Loo.
snacks.
We'll be right back. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for sticking around. We're really excited to jump back in. I do want to just remind everyone that we are raising money for the Bodhana Group as part of SAFeCon. Links were dropped just a minute ago in chat. They're a great nonprofit that does tabletop gaming as a therapeutic tool, and they do training for therapists as well as GMs on how to better incorporate those elements into their games. So we will be doing a lot of really great content over the next 2 days, starting last night. So make sure you check all that out. And without further ado, we return to They Came From Beyond the Grave, Saturday Morning Cartoon Edition. So where we last left our intrepid ghost hunters, they were holding a seance, speaking with Danny, a young boy who apparently died in the basement of this manor. Pick up from there.
There's also a giant thunderbolt
There was.
when Francis suggested we go to the basement.
Was. Lightning crashed. Very dramatic. Very dramatic.
You know, and sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes they have a fridge in the basement with delicious snacks and all sorts of good stuff. Maybe we'll find that.
Again, Sammy, no one's lived here for a couple of decades. Nothing is going to be good in the fridge. And didn't you learn your lesson the first time?
Yeah. I was
No.
taught from an early age never to open the basement fridge.
Why?
I don't know.
You were never curious?
No. I mean, no. Why?
You mean to tell me that after mom and dad went to sleep, you put on a record, you grab yourself some doobie snacks, and then go check out what's going on in that weird basement refrigerator?
You know what? Now that you mention it, it's kind of weird and I never did, but
My mom used to keep wine coolers and those little barrels of bug juice, and just like random
Wait a
cuts of
minute.
meat that she would get from the butcher.
Sammy, I thought your brother was in the basement.
Ooh.
If, I don't have a brother.
Anymore.
Continuity error.
My secret is out. I got something to tell you guys. I was that brother.
So you always had access to the basement fridge.
I only had access.
there was no mystery to it. That was just where your mom put your food.
Mystery solved. All right, everyone, let's wrap up and go.
Let's head back to the quandary carriage.
Excellent. All right, so you want to continue asking the ghost boy questions via the Ouija board, or do you decide to go investigate the basement?
I think Francis decided for us we have to go. We have a mystery to solve, and it's in the basement.
Exactly.
All right.
I don't think this ghost boy can tell us anything else we need to know.
Plus,
Sorry,
this-
ghost boy. We're adults.
Plus, this ghost boy is boring as heck.
Thank you, ghost boy. Have a great day. And I start folding up the Ouija board.
No, wait. Ratchet's moving furiously, trying to get your attention. You just completely ignore it.
Shut up, ghost boy. We have a mystery to solve.
Ghost boy has no ghost parent.
Oh,
God. It's terrible.
He's trying to get our attention to like, help, save me.
he's like, no, don't. He'll kill you too. No. All right. You pack up your gear. Do you leave it in this room, or do you take it downstairs with you? Always an important question.
I mean, that's up to Francis, I guess. I can carry this stuff down, but if
Yeah.
we're going up and down,
I mean, we're just gonna go to the basement. We're going to the basement. So yeah, bring it down. Bring it down. You're strong enough. That's what we're paying you for.
I'll get the boom mic and this candle.
What about the other 32 candles?
We'll just leave them here. It's fine. They'll burn themselves out.
Maybe Danny will like the candles.
Yeah, he'll like them. It's like a birthday party, but for dead people.
and without any cake.
Also known as a funeral.
leave him some of your doobie snacks. I'm sure he'll like those.
And normally not this charitable. But I think you have a good point, Francis. And Don, I feel bad that he's not going to have cake on his birthday funeral day. Danny, I know you don't know how to spell your name, and I know you don't like my dead dog very much, but I'm just going to leave one full bag of Doobie Snacks just for you, right next to this candle. I'll kind of lean it up on the candle here.
He's just sort of looking at Francis and Dawn. Obviously, the Ouija board has been closed, and Danny can't talk to us anymore.
Oh, look at me. I'm just the cameraman.
Sammy, charitable as always. Don't know what I would do without you, bud.
Likewise, Francis. This is a fun adventure.
All right.
I'm feeling much better about ghosts now.
They're feeling much better about you.
All right. You head downstairs. Drop off any gear, or do you start looking for the entrance into the basement?
Yep, basement.
All right. So you start looking around.
Basement.
Start looking around.
I don't have to look around. I have the floor blueprints.
Ew.
Are they on the blueprints, the basement? Because some
hope
of the
so.
rooms aren't, I think.
Yeah.
The basement is detailed on the blueprints. So you're able to eventually find a doorway right off the main entryway, actually, that opens to a staircase going down.
So they would put the basement on the plans, but not Danny's room? Is that correct?
Maybe Danny lived primarily in the basement and just had a playroom.
Yeah, but why would they put the basement there on the floor plans, but not his room?
Maybe they didn't think they'd need to put it in the blueprints because, I mean, who'd miss that there was a room there? There was a door.
Or maybe, just maybe, and like Francis gets a real serious face as the camera zooms in. Maybe he was a child that was hidden or taken or kidnapped, and they kept him there for ages on end, hiding his existence from the world. And even after his parents died and left, he was left there only to starve to... Yeah, probably just left it off the blueprints by accident.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably
Yeah.
latter.
Yeah, probably right.
All
What do
right.
you think, Wilma?
I think
Yeah, why do you think they left it out?
I'm not sure, Sammy. I'm not an architect, or am I a purveyor of blueprints usually. I think we should just go in the basement and see what we can see. I have a
those
college
blueprints.
degree that says that these blueprints are accurate and we should go check the basement.
Can't argue with college or the pamphlets.
It's true. I shouldn't have dropped out of high school.
I have just the thing for you, Samuel, later on. But we're going to go into the dungeon. I mean basements.
So
Is that what your parents called the basement, Don? The dungeon?
Go for the basement.
I am
door.
not at liberty to speak.
he
of
said he
that.
wasn't
So
allowed
let's-
in the secret bedroom.
Secret bedroom.
Everybody's parents.
My parents were perfectly average anthropologists. I don't know. I can't relate.
Everyone else's parents were like locking kids in rooms and not letting them in other rooms, and
60s, man.
It's Anyway, it is dark down those stairs. You see the light from I'm assuming you're obviously, Sammy, you're carrying a candle, but the rest of you do have flashlights. There's no electricity in this house.
Perfect. And
a lot of cobwebs down here.
You said we don't have flashlights, right?
I guess
You
flashlights
do
weren't
have
invented.
You do have
flashlights.
flashlights.
We do,
I'm being
okay.
handed a cat.
I
Apologies.
think
I'm-
oh, sorry. Oh, cat. Cat.
Flashlights
Oh.
invented in the 60s.
I'm carrying the camera, so I'm relying on Wilma and Francis's flashlights, and to a lesser extent, Sammy's birthday candle.
No bulb on the camera in the 70s or the 60s?
No, it's for as much money as you paid to rent it. It's actually a cheap camera. It doesn't have a light on it.
No, probably not.
Awesome.
What a piece of malarkey this camera is.
So you've got the cameraman lugging that down the stairs. You've got Sammy with the boom mic and a candle. And Francis and Wilma, they have flashlights. So it's illuminated well enough. You can make your way down.
All right, evil ghost, ollie ollie oxen free.
I love this game.
You make your way down. Now, these stairs are not in as good condition. They are rickety. You make your way down without incident. And get downstairs, and the first thing you notice is you are in a wine cellar. And you see stone foundations of the manor spreading out with different passageways. And it looks like the basement is quite expansive. But it is also quite dark.
This basement's rather big.
It's rather dark.
What do you think, Wilma?
Francis, what do you think? Do you think we should split up? I know you're usually the one who suggests that, but
That's a silly idea. Well, I would never suggest that. But now that you say that, you know what I think we really should do? Split up.
Yeah, we'll cover more ground that way.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Jinkies, Francis, what a good idea.
So, how are you splitting up this time?
Oh, glad you asked, Ian. All right. So, in my perfect photo cheese, Don, Wilma, you're with me. Sammy, Shrudy-Doo, other team.
Doobie-doobie-doo.
What?
Does that mean Sammy just has a candle for light?
Yep.
All right, and Sammy's just like...
and a boom mic.
And starts that's attached to Don, and you start walking in opposite directions. And the plug just pops
cord.
out, and you're dragging the cord
I
behind
think
you.
I might have to go with Sammy for this one. With the camera.
I think Wilma should end up by herself again since she actually has a flashlight.
This is gonna be perfect.
Also, I am hella scared, and I don't want to do anything by myself right now.
All right. Because Sammy is scared, I guess we'll send Don with him. Wilma, you and your big brain are with me.
But we're the ones who has flashlights.
It's fine.
Nonsense. It's fine.
It's fine.
Oh, yeah, I got my candle. We should be good, right, Don?
Francis, just to make sure you want me to be filming, right? Because
Yes.
all right, okay.
Worst case scenario, I could light the boom mic on fire.
Please don't.
Could
Very
you imagine how it would be awesome if we found a ghost? No. A communist? No. A ghost communist.
Oh my god. All right, so Don and Sammy, you go off to the left, and Wilma and Francis, you go off to the right. Let's randomize this. Excellent. We're gonna go with Wilma and Francis to start with, the two with flashlights, of course. As you start making your way through the racks in the wine cellar, there's still a lot of bottles of wine here. But it was very well stocked back in the day. And as you make your way through the racks, you see a passageway open up on the other side of the chamber you're in. Shine your flashlights around. Nothing in particular stands out, but you could see maybe something moved just in the edge of the beam of light down the end of the hallway.
Jinkies, Francis, did you see that?
I sure did, Wilma.
It might be one of those ghosts Sammy was talking about.
Why is everyone stuttering today? Yo-ho, communist ghost, are you there? They have to answer. That's like
They have to tell you if they're a communist.
They have to tell you
It's the same like if you're a cop. They have to say that they're
Yeah.
You have to say you're a cop.
Except I would never be afraid if police were around.
Policemen are your friends. Yes.
Exactly.
This film was made in the 70s.
Just to reiterate.
Sponsored by the
Fraternal Order of the Police. Oh no, there's a dare ad at the beginning.
Yeah, but I just gotta say, we here at the Doobie-Doo Mysteries don't condone any illegal activity of any kind.
On that note, You,
Who are you talking to, Sammy?
he looks directly into the camera.
Practicing my lines from drama class really helped me to get less scared.
Good tactic. Good.
Francis and Wilma, do you continue down the passageway you see?
Whichever way we saw that little flash of light or shadow move, whatever it was.
It looked like
Wilma, you go first.
That sounds groovy, Francis.
you make your way down the hallway. And when you get to the end, there's a door. Maybe the door swung shut in a gentle breeze, and that's what you saw, or maybe there's a little bit of light coming out from underneath the door. You can't tell.
Call me a little skittish, Francis, but I'm not too keen on going through any more doors in this house. Do you want to go first?
I kick the door open.
We'll pause there for just a moment. Don and Sammy, you're carrying the camera equipment. Start moving down towards an open passageway at the other end of the wine cellar, the chamber that holds all the wine. And you see immediately goes to the left and the right.
I'm sorry. What?
Passageway. Stone foundations of the house.
Scared me.
Splits to the left and the right. You go one
Donnie,
way or
I
the
thought
other.
I thought I saw a ghost for a second. Sorry, I had a little bit of a heart attack, man.
Look, Sammy, you can't see ghosts. You don't remember what happened up there. You couldn't see him, right? So ghosts, you can't see them. That's why I got this thing.
Can you see ghosts with that thing?
No, but I'm assuming that once we actually get it on when we get in a projector or whatever we're going to use for it, you're going to be able to see the ghosts.
Well, I feel better about that because if I start seeing ghosts down here, I'm not gonna lie, man. It's time to hightail it out of here if we start seeing ghosts.
Don't worry, Sammy. I'm almost positive we won't be seeing any ghosts down here.
So where should we go? Should we go that way or over there to that side?
Well, if I go this way, I get a better angle with the camera, so I think we should go right.
Yeah, let's do it. That's a good idea. Plus, I can maneuver the boom mic around a little better on that side. It's tighter on the other.
You're doing a great job with that, by the way. I think it's coming out nicely. Like it's been at least 10 seconds since it was in frame. So.
Well, I was watching how you're using it. You kind of like have one hand up here and one hand down here on the bottom. So I just tried to make sure that I had the same form, you know?
Yeah.
And so you turn to the right and start making your way down the passageway. It's almost, it's immediately almost like you're in a maze. You're making your way through these corridors, and sometimes it branches and turns, and there's dead ends, but it's like maybe this is a tunnel that connects to somewhere else, somewhere out that's not underneath the manor.
Does it? What do the walls look like?
Stone.
And the ground is, I'm assuming, dirt.
It is.
I feel like we're not. I feel like we're not in Kansas anymore, Donnie.
I've seen that movie.
Yeah, Wizard of Oz was out in the 60s, right?
70s.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you know much earlier than that, everybody?
Oh, the 30s.
Much earlier.
I thought it was like the
What's the first Technicolor film?
Yeah.
No, that was Gone with the Wind, I think.
Did you know that if you put in my 8-track of Dark Side of the Moon and you play it at the third roar of the lion at Wizard of Oz, it syncs up perfectly.
There's a lion in the Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, like the MGM lion that
all right.
There's also an actual lion.
not the cowardly one.
Right. Yeah, it was. Yeah, now I remember.
I don't know if the cowardly lion actually roars.
By the way, I just want to.
Is that the one with the Nazis, or was that?
Yeah, when Dorothy and Toto and the cowardly lion and they fight the Nazis.
It was the 30s in Hollywood. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Right. No, a deer, a female.
Yeah, and then Charlie Chaplin played Hitler.
Right. So are we going back? Is that what we're doing? Because I'm kind of running out of film here, and
I think we should probably get the rest of the gang because this is definitely like a maze, and I don't want to get lost.
Perfect. Let's go back and get the others.
Okay. You turn around and you start heading back the other way.
Yeah.
You very quickly realize that you are.
See, I told you it's like a maze. I'm not good with mazes. I never was.
I was told once that if you always stick to the left, at some point you're going to get out of the maze.
That's good logic.
But we did start on a right.
We took a right, or did we take a? I think we took a right, and then we took another right. Dude, I don't think we've been taking lefts this entire time.
Might as well just keep. No, we should start taking lefts then.
To go back where we came from.
Yes.
It's a good plan. We're gonna hey storyteller.
Mhm.
Donnie and I are going left.
All right.
Like NASCAR.
Hey, Sammy, I know we're friends, but it's Don. It's not Donnie, okay?
Sorry, man. I go by. I mean, my name's Sam, and I like Sammy, and I figured you like Donnie.
I know, but it's Don.
I do. Don. It whatever makes your boat float. It's good by me, man.
Perfect.
And as you make your way back, trying to find your way to the staircase, a figure creeps into camera frame following you that you don't see.
Dum, dum, dum.
And then we switch back to Francis kicking open the door. Door opens. It's old wood. It kind of just cracks open. And there's a storage room, kind of like, where people would store furniture and, larger items that they have up in the rest of the manor. Stuff covered in sheets, some stored wooden chests.
You said sheets?
Mhm.
Ghosts! Oh, wait, those are just sheets.
Wilma will walk in and start pulling sheets off of crates just to see if there's any labeling on the crates.
Okay. You start looking at some of the wooden crates, investigating, and it's like one's labeled like dining room. Another one says actually says sheets on it. One of them is labeled with silverware. Another one pull a sheet off of a tall kind of boxy shape, and it's actually another suit of armor. It would have been upstairs, similar to the one that you saw in the entryway.
Mm-hmm. With the bird's nest in it.
Yes.
Box of sheets covered by a sheets. It's like a pun or something. Do you have any way to open these, Francis, or do you want to look in the suit of armor? I kind of want to look at the suit of armor.
I kind of do too, but you go look at the suit of armor, and I'll go see if I can open these boxes.
All right.
Maybe there's one like titled like expensive memorabilia as I chuck the boxes by.
You start just kind of like cracking open boxes. Wilma, you go look at the suit of armor.
Mm-hmm.
Pull
out my magnifying glass to really look at it.
And a flashlight on it.
Yeah.
It looks pretty identical to the one you saw upstairs, except it's kind of tarnished and sitting down here for a while. Visor is kind of rusted shut.
Can I try?
And give me a athletics and might roll to see if
Oh, that won't go
pry
very
it
well.
open.
I have no athletics and no might, so I can't actually. I'll just sort of fiddle with it, struggle with it.
You
I
should
no
have at
way
least
to roll.
1 dot of might.
No, I have no might.
You have one.
You have 1.
I do?
There's a default of
Oh,
1.
Oh, okay, I see. So I could possibly get one. Oh, 1 success.
1 success. All right.
Yeah.
You're trying to pry it open, and it starts creaking open, and you're startled as a rat pops out of it and jumps on your arm and scurries down and then leaps to the floor and starts running out
Ugh,
of the room.
jinkies. I hate rats. Gross.
I look back. This isn't a zoo, Wilma. Stop playing with the animals.
Francis,
Okay, I'll peer inside now that the rat is gone.
inside, it looks like there's something in the suit of armor, like kind of tucked down in it, like a piece of paper, maybe like a rolled up parchment, something like that.
Can I reach in for it?
You can.
Then I do so.
All right, reach in. Just barely reach it. As you start pulling it out, you feel something else brush up against.
Ugh. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep trying to reach for it. I'm just gonna assume it's another rat.
You pull the piece of paper out. I'm not sure what touched your hand. It maybe it was furry.
Ugh.
Maybe it was a little scaly. You're not sure.
Oh, sorry, that grosses out both Huddy and Wilma. Okay.
Wilma, you should at least bought the suit of armor dinner first. Before you...
Francis, I really don't think that's appropriate. Anyway, parchment paper. Let's read it.
You open it up, and it appears to be a confession.
A murder confession?
It doesn't specifically say what the person did. It appears to be signed by one of the former owners of the manor, a Buford Esquire. Sir Buford Esquire, so some lawyer of some form. And he confesses to a heinous crime, but he doesn't actually say what it was. And this would have been a long time ago. This would have been prior to even the last few families that lived in the manor.
I'll tug on Francis's ascot because I assume he's wearing one. I'll say, Francis, look at this parchment. It's so weird. It's signed Esquire, but there's no first name. That's so strange for a parchment, isn't it?
Unless his name is S. Squire. Yes. Some mystery solved. Pack it up and go home.
Maybe that's a secondary mystery. Maybe what's actually it has some confession of some kind. Maybe that's the real mystery. I just that's gonna bother me the whole time we're here. Why there's no first name?
To?
Doesn't say. He just says he's sorry a lot.
Maybe he wrote it for the wife of the house. My dad had to say sorry a lot, especially after Lonnie.
Oh no.
Jinkies, Francis. Every time I hear about your family history, it just makes me sad.
Same.
Yeah. So, Francis, through the boxes, you also found another box of toys labeled pennies.
With one end or two ends?
Two ends.
Looks like I found some toys. But wait, there was toys upstairs in the room.
Yes. Well, maybe he had a lot of toys and so many that they had to put them in storage.
Or maybe it's hiding something.
You open it up.
Yeah.
Inside, skeleton.
Jinkies! A skeleton!
Wilma, I have a theory. Do you know what this is?
A skeleton.
Danny was an inspiring doctor. I wish my parents got me a skeleton. They mislabeled this. This should have been Halloween decorations.
Oh, you mean an anatomy skeleton? Maybe.
Yes.
It looks kind of small. I don't know if anyone's donating their child's skeleton to an anatomy class.
I picked. Oh my god! I got so scared for a second. I looked out and Mark. I was like, "This." I saw a child. I was like, "Holy shit! I'm seeing shit."
The child skeletons.
Yeah.
As my child says,
His
it comes on
pops
camera.
into frame. Oh no!
I take the skeleton out.
It is child size.
Is it real?
It is.
Should we bring this back to Danny?
to Danny? Maybe we should try and find Dawn and Sammy before we head back upstairs to Danny's room. But yes, I think we should definitely take the skeleton with us. It seems totally appropriate.
Absolutely.
We should probably bury it in order to put him to peace. Or we could donate it.
First, we should take it with us.
Yeah, put the skeleton on my shoulder again. Let's go,
We
Danny
need a
boy.
new mascot for the Quandary Carriage gang.
Let's go, Danny boy. The pipes, they're
Oh no. All right. So you turn and start making your way back toward where you last saw Don and Sammy. Speaking of,
Please don't make Danny the skeleton our new mascot.
I don't know. Sammy might really like him.
Oh God.
The skeleton or the song?
Daddy Boy? Well, both, I guess.
I guess.
We could call him Daddy Boy, and then he could be our mascot, and you could sing the song.
You could kind of wiggle the bottom jaw of the skeleton and make him sing Danny Boy.
Daddy Boy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alas, poor Danny. I knew him well.
Anyway, Sammy, we've been walking in this maze for quite a while now. Shouldn't we have made it out to the other side by now?
I counted at least 6 lefts.
Just realized something. Dawn's been filming the whole time, and there's no light, so it's just black film.
There's a little
it's
light.
like a little bit of
candle.
light from the candle every once in a while.
Just a
Sammy's actually in
conversation.
frame, so it's just the
Francis
audio.
told
Really,
me to film.
We could probably bump it up in post.
It's better to film it darker because then you can raise the lightness of the video.
You know, unfortunately, you don't have the same lens as they did in what was that one movie, Barry Lyndon, where they filmed
God.
everything
Oh,
in,
yeah.
in candlelight, natural light.
When was that? That was in the 80s, I think.
Oh, it might have been late 70s.
Hasn't happened yet,
No.
Sammy.
Where are we exactly?
Sammy's actually a time traveler,
I'm kind of lost right now in my own head.
and in actuality, as you continue to try to find your way through this maze, Sammy.
1975.
Yeah, what year is it right now? Like right now.
74.
Damn it.
The exact year, exact day, exact
Well,
month, now.
Scooby-Doo's original run was in 1969.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was 69 to something, 71 or something.
So,
You
hey,
know, they went
Sam,
to
have
the-
you seen this movie, A Clockwork Orange? That was.
That was one messed up kid.
That
We'll never
Jack
put a man
Nicholson,
on.
that Peter Fonda.
We'll never put a man on the moon, Wilma.
Although one of my favorite movies of all time, Barbarella.
This is just the camera going back and forth with their random conversations.
Yes.
See Barbarella, Don?
Every once in a while, the candle's giving off just enough light to actually pick up something in the video frame.
And that's when I said, Wilma, that's no skeleton. That's my wife.
Jinkies, Francis. That's hilarious. There will never be humor funnier than that.
Don, as you're walking and Sammy's kind of talking about movies and things that haven't happened yet, you hear a whispering sound coming from a corridor you passed.
Sammy, hold up. I thought I heard something.
What?
I kind of just swivel the camera around. Like I'm looking through the camera, which is dumber because the camera actually catches is worse than my own eyes. I think I heard something from here, but I can't really make anything out.
What if you turn up the volume on the boom mic?
Do you have your headphones on with you?
Oh yeah, they've been on my neck the whole
Okay,
time.
Okay, hold out the boom mic.
Sammy's gonna hold out this boom mic and kind of slowly like stir it like a witch's broom.
As
Try
you
to pick up sound.
As you both get quieter, because you're trying to help the mic pick it up, you both hear someone whispering, calling. It's a man's voice.
Names? Are they saying names?
You think you hear your names being called. Maybe it's Sam. Maybe it's Don. Maybe it's a different name. You're not sure.
Sammy, I didn't used to believe in Francis, but when he talked about communists, but I'm pretty sure those are communists. They're spying on us and they're watching and waiting. and that's a quip.
Wait, specifically the whole deal with the communists? That was the quip, or
No, just the way spying on, watching their
Oh.
waiting.
They're watching.
It's a very
they're
specific.
waiting.
It's a very specific quip.
His were very long.
I think you're right. I think you're right, Don. And it's high time. It's high time that we be true patriots, and we fight against this communist ghosty menace.
You're right, Sam. Me. You're right.
I don't know if it's saying like Sammy, Don, or Kablammy, Juan. I can't quite make it out.
Let's go closer.
And you start moving down this side passage.
Kind of following like the sounds, like as it gets louder, we're
Right.
moving towards it.
As you move down the passageway toward where you heard the sound come from, you reach a door, and in the dim light from your candle, you're easily able to make out that there's some light coming from it.
Yo, I think there's some light coming through.
I think you're right. You want to open the door? I'll be filming.
Yeah. I'm gonna put the candle down on the floor.
Okay.
And then
Actually, wait. Can I put the camera on? Like, is there any place where I can put the camera so we get like theoretically a good view of the door, but obviously not because it's going to be pretty low, like on a chair or a stool or something.
No, there's nothing. There's no chair. There's no furniture in the hallway.
why would they
Corridor.
put a stool in this creepy dungeon?
What if? All right, I'll keep filming. But if you're ready to take the camera, if I got to beat someone up, okay?
I got this stick, so I could just
Please
jam it.
don't. Very expensive. I don't want to
Okay.
repeat that, but it's very expensive equipment.
All right, then I'll use. All right, I'm gonna hold it with my left hand because I don't really like violence, but I think I could probably punch something if I hit it real hard. And I
I
open
think
the
that's
door.
called a southpaw, but I'm not sure. But let's go.
I'm a south palm in a place that's not too hard, and say sorry afterwards, and just say like, "Hey man, stop right there. I don't want to southpaw you." Do you think it'll work?
Absolutely.
And I rip the
go.
door. I rip the door open.
You open the door, and we'll pause there. Wilma and Francis, you make your way back to the wine cellar part of the basement, and Don and Sammy aren't there.
As we were walking, I would have said to Francis, "Yeah, Sammy was telling me this movie about Judy Garland and she fights Nazis. I thought he was talking about The Wizard of Oz, but I don't remember that part of The Wizard of Oz." You're muted, Francis.
Yeah. Oh, it was there. You just had to look really closely at it. I'm telling you, it's a great movie. Best part of it. Oh, where do those two chuckleheads get up to?
I don't see them anywhere.
Well, it looks like it's just you, me, and our new friend.
I forgot about Danny. Poor Danny.
Do you venture forth to try to find where Don and Sammy went to, or are you going to go back upstairs? Are you going to wait here for them?
Call them
You think
right
you
now.
might be? You're going to yell for them?
Don, Sammy, you two rascals, get back here.
You think you might hear them down the other corridor? You hear very faint voices. You're not sure.
Truby?
And then you hear a dog howl. Is
Don,
it the ghost of Shruby?
Shruby Lou.
Holy shit, he was telling the truth.
I think
I'm opening the door while this is
Yeah.
this is happening
You are.
with my southpaw ready to go.
It'll
I
take
think-
us. Oh,
I think me and Francis maybe would hustle along whichever direction we heard the noise coming from.
Okay. So you make your
Danny
way.
the skeleton bouncing on his back as he
Boing.
hurries.
Yeah.
It'll
Is it
take
all,
forever to find them.
You
is
start
it all together? Like, is like this? Is the skeleton in kind of all one piece?
I hope so.
Yes.
somehow, yes.
Gross. It's like being held together by like old tendon and pieces of flesh.
It's being held together by movie magic.
Or that.
This
or
is the
movie magic.
Saturday morning cartoon. It's being held together by pure childlike whimsy and censorship laws.
You're right, Francis. Cult was last night.
It's also the cleanest skeleton ever. Like this is
Yep.
Mhm.
like,
Oh yeah, it's straight up
Pristinely, yeah.
cartoon skeleton. All right, so you make your way into the corridor that turns quickly into a maze, but you can hear Don and Sammy quite loudly somewhere in it, and make your way towards the sound of their voices. And right around when you think you should have stumbled upon them, you hear them down a side passage as they open a door. You two open the door into what appears to be a well-lit room. There's a bed, there's a cot, like an old army cot, there's a table, there's candles scattered about, books. Someone's been living down here.
Oh, there's like books here. There was a room upstairs that had the like huge bookcases with no books. Maybe the ghost brought the books from that room into this room. Mystery solved.
Great work, Sammy. I think you're onto something here.
Thanks, Don.
Don't read the books, though. If we're dealing with communists, they might actually, have something in them that.
You're right. You don't want
Yeah.
you don't want to get that dangerous ideology in that head.
No. Sort of looking
Because-
around, like
Because caring for your fellow man is not cool.
yeah. I'm gonna start like turning this room upside down, like trying to find any kind of clues as to why someone was talking to us over here. But I'm steering clear of the books for now.
You find all the signs that someone has been living down here. There's clothing, there's bed, the cot has obviously been slept in. Food. But no one's in here. There's no other way out of this room.
Question. What kind of food?
Like store-bought food. Like
Like just like non-perishable food?
yeah, like canned peaches and
Why would a ghost need canned food?
bread and peanut butter,
I
licorice.
Don. Do you see this? There's peanut butter. There's bread. There's licorice. I think we can make ourselves the best damn sandwich I have ever had. Wait. I think the ghost made that sandwich. That gave me a tummy ache earlier.
Sure, Sammy. I think you're onto something. But again, why would a ghost have food? Doesn't make any sense.
Okay, hold on. And why would a ghost need food? Because when they're in the afterlife, because there's no food in heaven.
hey, Salt, let's go home.
We'll get back to that.
As you two are conversing about this, Wilma and Francis, you turn a corner and you can see an open door with Don and Sammy in a room at the far end. And you also see out of the corner of your eye as you turn to look at them, down the other passage we're in, figure hiding around the corner who was watching you.
Hey, you guys also made a new friend.
Oh, hey.
You guys turn around and see Francis with a skeleton hovering behind him.
Francis, don't move.
Yeah? What?
Then
Get him, Sammy.
Sam is gonna walk up with a southpaw and do like a hammer fist right towards Francis's face, right by his head, to hit the skeleton.
You punch the skeleton in the head.
Whoa! You can't hit that. That's a child.
I've seen a lot of children, and this is not how bodies are supposed to look.
Whoa!
That was a quip.
I look at Sammy.
Oh,
This person is dead. That's also a quip.
That's a double quip.
Double quip. Quip
oh,
times.
no.
Quip
That's a double
squared.
barreled quip.
But I figured, Danny probably doesn't want to be stuck in the basement all day. He's not you or my brother Lonnie.
I did find some food down here, and Don recognized that ghosts probably don't need food.
What does this mean?
Can Wilma just sort of ignore them and investigate whatever it was that they saw?
Yeah, so you start making your way down the corridor where you
Yeah.
thought you saw someone watching you.
I'm gonna follow Wilma with a camera, like just to have something to film.
Yeah, and
Wait,
it's actually
while
picking
Sammy
up
and Francis
things
fighting
because
a
light this
skeleton.
time. And you make your way down the corridor to the turn of a passageway when suddenly the floor collapses, dropping both of you into a pit.
Great.
Oh, what?
Jinkies!
I just realized I am connected to Sammy.
Ah,
Sammy
that
gets
hole-
yanked backwards by the headphones on his head and the cord attached to the boom mic.
And I'm holding on to the boom mic for dear life because I want to make sure that I keep it safe for Don. So I'm not letting go.
And you're just getting dragged across the floor as they get plummeted down into this hole.
Jump on Sammy if I can. Do the whole thing. Like, catch him.
And you all get
You have the skeleton on your back while it's happening?
Yes.
Of course, yeah, bouncing. And you all get pulled down into this pit, into a hole. Screen goes black.
Yikes, not again.
And you all land in a pile, cartoon style. No one actually injured.
Ooh.
You just get up and dust yourself off a little bit.
But you're deeper underground, but this part is lit. There's electrical wire running to utility lights. It's a similar passage, but it's almost as if someone's been renovating. Maybe even excavating, digging new tunnels.
Hold on. Tunnels with light, food from the store, other stuff. I don't think we're dealing with a ghost, you guys.
You're right.
But we
Dealing
might
with-
still be dealing with a communist. So we should be careful.
So we must keep pushing on, gang.
We're dealing with a very intelligent badger of some sort. My dad used to tell me about these.
Intelligent badgers?
Yes, intelligent communist badgers.
What would your dad say about the intelligent badgers?
You would tell
Very interested to know.
Well, you see, and then Francis starts straddling on as they walk. And like cuts back like 2 hours later. And that's why my dad said, never ever eat jelly with bacon.
I learned a lot today.
Love jelly and bacon.
That makes you a communist, Sammy.
Guys, I think we found the communist.
Dun, dun, dun.
I don't want to be that guy who gets bit by the zombie and not tell anybody.
What's a zombie?
Night of the Living Dead. That movie has definitely come out at this time period.
That
Oh, yeah,
movie has
that's true.
definitely come out. Was it
Oh.
1959?
Wasn't that the
1962?
cannibal?
60.
Cannibal what was the movie called? Italian
Cannibal
one?
Holocaust.
Cannibal Holocaust. Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember that one.
No.
that's a great movie.
That's
Yeah.
gross.
You know, they say if you get bitten by a communist pig, you turn into a communist.
I've heard a lot of tall tales in my days, but I think I don't know if I trust that one. Anyway, where are we?
You spent like 2 hours just like standing.
So I just want to like.
I'm gonna force you to have purchased the montage. Cinematic here.
I was actually thinking of using something like that.
And use a montage, and it's just like snippets of this conversation interwoven with you wandering through these passageways. You actually find your way back up, and you're in the wine cellar again. But you notice someone else has been here. You immediately notice that things have been moved around. There's footsteps that aren't yours, and the door, the basement, is shut, and you left it open.
And they definitely are footprints, not badger prints, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, these are definitely not my prints because I wear earth shoes, which I think was a thing in the 70s. I remember my mother telling me about years ago. And these are definitely not earth shoe prints.
I'm wearing Mary Jane's, and these definitely are not Mary Jane prints.
Francis is obviously wearing loafers.
Yes.
Don is probably wearing boat shoes.
No, I'm wearing Chuck Taylors.
Okay. You're wearing
Yeah.
Chucks.
Chuck Taylor All Stars. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the little star in the bottom of the sole.
That'll never catch on.
No, nah. Those are that's a fad.
Yeah. I
Although-
like it for basketball.
Super comfortable. Lot of arch support in those shoes.
Can we try and open the door again?
Of course, the
the-
door opens.
Does anything look different than what we saw before? Briefly before we fell into a pit?
The passageway before you is changed. Things are moved.
dear.
Someone has been up here. Someone has been maybe getting rid of evidence. Maybe making it look like something was never here. Why don't you give me a enigmas and intellect roll, all of you.
Ooh.
Enigmas and intellect.
No, I have all the intellect.
I have loads of intellect.
I don't have a lot. Not gonna lie.
Recently, I have 2 intellect. That's higher than I thought I would have. And that's 2 successes for me. 8 and 9.
Would human behavior is predictable apply here as
It
my
would.
trademark?
Would, if you
Okay,
think
sure
it's
why.
a person, not a ghost.
Yes.
Yeah, right now we're thinking it's a communist, right?
Yeah, possibly a badger of some sort, but you know, who would I know?
Yeah, it's definitely a left-leaning political animal of some type. 3 successes.
Man is the most dangerous animal after all. So, human behavior.
7's not a success, right?
Correct.
Only 8. Okay, so 2 successes.
2 and Wilma? 1. All right, so everyone has at least 1 success. Yeah, someone has definitely been up here. Some of your things have been moved. Some of the furniture has been cleaned. It's almost as if someone was cleaning up after themselves, removing traces of presence in the house. And you hear noise from upstairs.
Do we still have the skeleton with us?
Of course. a little worse for wear, but Francis
Guys.
is still carrying him.
What if we try this as an act of persuasion, my trademark? What if we take Danny's skeleton and hang it on this boom mic, and then we can just kind of selfie stick it way in front of us, and
Oh.
whatever we find, they'll attack Danny first, and we'll be safe. As my trademark persuasion, what if we try this?
What's a selfie stick, Sammy?
I invented
I
it.
think Colette falls in that.
Do you think if we use the bones in the Ouija board, we could contact Scooby-Doo?
Focus, team. Focus. We're dealing with someone upstairs right now. Upstairs, we're still in the basement, right?
You are actually in the basement stairway going back up to the first floor of the house.
Right.
Looking out into the entryway. Still standing there.
So the person we heard, or the noises we heard were from the main floor, right?
The noises you heard were from the second floor.
Second floor.
Well, you heard a door open and shut. Some footsteps. You're not sure.
Maybe we should set a trap.
I got an idea. I'll sneak ahead and see if I can find anything.
You sneak ahead and down. You set a trap.
Yeah, it's dawn, and I'll set a trap. Absolutely.
I think I did call you Dan there for a second.
Yeah, but I will be using Danny for the trap.
Yeah, that's right. Danny's the skeleton. You're Don, not Donnie.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna split up again. Francis is going to go ahead and see if he can see anything. Don and I believe Sammy are going to be setting up a trap.
Wilma and I can just lean back, and I'll protect you with my new southpaw.
Well, as a 70s woman, I guess I need protection. But I was going to look for more clues in that room while they set traps and sneak around and
All right.
soft paw or whatever it was called. Soft
Excellent.
paw.
I actually am gonna ask. Why don't you, Wilma? You roll me a. You have humanity. Is
I'm
that
sure I
skill
do.
you? Skill you have? No, actually no. Roll me science and cunning.
Okay, I can do that.
That is the
Could
skill I
really
want you to
actually
roll.
use some help with the trap setting because I don't think I have any applicable skills for it.
Well, Sammy can help you with enigmas. So why don't you
Yes.
both roll an enigmas and cunning check? And Francis, 4. Okay, back to you, Francis. I'm gonna need a survival and dexterity check for you to stealthily try to see what's going on upstairs.
Oh no! Survival. I have no survival. I have dexterity though.
Yep. 4. Sammy.
Yeah, I got a 10 and then 8.
Let's see if it works.
How did Wilma do?
0. Perfect. You just go
Exactly
walking.
say.
Yeah, it's very, very leader of the Boy Scout oblivious leader of the group style. White shirt and your ascot. Just walk up the stairs brazenly like, what's going on up here?
Bell bottoms dragon.
Yep. Sammy, what did you get?
I have not been paying attention because I have been making sure that this place is safe with my southpaw. Also, I had some doobie snacks.
Okay. Why don't you
I
give me
forgot what I was doing.
an enigmas and cunning roll?
Do I have to?
Yes,
I did get 4, but we can certainly use more successes with that.
absolutely. Wilma.
2 successes.
Perfect. While looking around, you notice a few very specific things. Some of the furniture has been cleaned, so it's no longer dusty, but perhaps that was also to get rid of fingerprints. You notice that your equipment was moved closer to the door. You also, some of the stuff that you guys left upstairs. You also notice that some of the windows have been unboarded.
Jinkies, that's suspicious.
Perhaps to let more of the natural light from them.
Okay. Not
And-
sure really what to do with that information at the moment,
And
but I'll log that away.
you had 4 successes.
4.
The chandelier has been lowered.
Can I visibly see from where it lowers, whether it's a chain connected somewhere or one of these?
Yep, it's one of those. It's a rope kind of wrapped around a hook, and you can unwrap
Okay.
it and like raise and lower it, and then wrap it again to hold it in place. And it's definitely
Okay.
been lowered, and it wasn't raised. It was brought all the way down and then back up, but not back up to the full height.
Okay.
You with 4 success, you feel like maybe someone has actually set a trap for you.
Oh, I see. Yes, that makes sense. Okay, is there anybody with me or?
Well, Sammy and Don are currently trying to set up a trap of their own, and Francis is near you, but walking up the stairs to the second floor.
Okay,
You're all
so
in the same area.
I would also say that Sammy's trap is
Sammy,
arguably not really a trap.
No, not really. Don, on the other hand, is doing a great job in the hallway leading from the entryway towards the dining room, setting up a snare trap where maybe if you were leading something chasing you, it would get caught up in net.
Wilma's gonna go hang out by where the chandelier can raise and lower with the rope, just in case she can use the trap for our advantage.
Francis.
Yes.
As you are going upstairs, making a significant amount of noise. Speaking of, I have to give you another point in the writer's pool for that failure earlier. You had 3, by the way, so you can buy anything. You get to the top of the stairs, and you see, coming around the corner, you see a ghost. It's a pale figure, very white, long, stringy hair. Turns and he looks at you, murderous intent in his eyes.
Oh no. I look at the camera and go, probably wondering how I got myself into this situation right here.
Remember what you said earlier? You can see the ghost.
Yeah.
In trouble.
Nothing a good knuckle sandwich won't fix. And I go to deck the ghost in the face.
Give me a close combat and strength or might. Sorry.
All right.
I will roll the same act.
That was equipped too. So.
It was.
Would also my. Oh, and that's not dexterity. Shite. Okay. Let's see what happens. Ooh, okay, that's 1 success, but it was exploding. Let me roll more. 2 successes.
2 successes. All right, you beat
Yeah.
me. So you deck the ghost in the face, and you feel a quite physical connection when you hit it. And he reels back, and he pulls a knife out. I'm stalking towards you again.
Oh, guys.
Can any of us see this?
You can hear all of this happening, and you can see as Francis comes running back down the stairs, this figure, very pale, maybe looks like he's been covered in flour, with long, stringy white hair, chasing Francis with a knife out.
Well, I mean, this is my cue. I just kind of dropped Danny to the side, like, screw that idea. And, or did we manage to finish the trap? I don't really know what kind of trap we were making, but...
Snare type
yeah, you're
trap,
making
right?
a snare trap.
Oh,
so
right. Sorry, I zoned that too.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, so snare trap in the way, and I'm like, I'm gonna taunt the ghosts. So I don't know if this is appropriate, but get behind me, spawn of Satan. That's my quip.
I run back to Don.
Putting up my dukes.
All right, so you run down the stairs towards Don. Wilma is over on the side by this, what she believes is a trap with involving the chandelier. And Sammy, what are you doing?
Well, I immediately hear the sound,
Mm-hmm.
and I run into it with my southpaw to go and help handle any kind of ruckus.
Okay, so a lot of things are going to happen all at once.
The ruckus.
Francis comes running down the stairs, turns and is running towards. I want you to make me an athletics and dexterity check. Wilma, what are you going to do when this ghost comes down the stairs?
Well, I know Dawn said something, but yeah, I was gonna say Wilma would try and get him to come at her so she could drop the chandelier on him.
Okay, well, he'll definitely have, either way, he'll have to pass underneath where the chandelier is.
Okay, then she would try and drop it in an appropriate time frame.
And Sammy, you're running towards the ghost.
Yes.
And Don, you're trying to get its attention. So it comes running down the stairs, turns to go after Francis, who's running towards Don. Don starts
The ghost
yelling,
has a knife.
and Sammy comes running at the ghost, and the ghost is like, ah! And then Wilma releases the chandelier, which comes crashing down on top of Sammy and the ghost.
Oh, sorry.
So,
Jinky, Sammy, I'm sorry.
Sammy. So, Francis, you needed to roll me an athletics and dexterity check. And Sammy, I would like you to also roll one.
Don't worry, guys. If we fail, it will be fine. All right. So dexterity and athletics.
Yep.
Would my always ready for a slap apply here?
Yes.
Okay then.
7 successes.
What?
Exploding 10s?
Ooh, yep.
Yeah, 7 successes.
Lord. Okay.
1 success.
1 success. So, Francis, you don't entirely get out of the way of the falling chandelier
Oh.
and are hit by it.
Ugh.
Sammy, you run straight past the ghost, who ducks as the chandelier starts to fall, thinking for some reason ducking is going to help him from something falling from above him, because he failed horribly. And stumble right past him and get out of the way of the chandelier, which comes crashing down on both the ghost and Francis, trapping them in the coils of rope and rings of metal. Francis, you're surprisingly not hurt, but you are wrapped up in the chain and rope and all the bits that hold the chandelier together, struggling, as well as this ghost.
You guys got it. You caught the communist. Bad news. You caught me too.
If the ghost is caught in the chandelier, I'm gonna try to knock it out if I can.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Close combat and might.
Get him,
All right.
Don.
Yeah, this is what I trained for. So I took all those supplements for. So here we go.
That you bought out of the back of magazines.
That was in just 7 days. Thing. Let's see here.
Universe.
8 plus is successes, right?
Yes. Mr. Atlas supplements.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one. Okay, so 3, 4, 5 successes.
5 successes. You walk the ghost in the face and knock him out cold.
Perfect. Mwah. Thanks, Dr. Atlas.
The Charles Atlas seal of approval.
The rain is pouring outside.
Yeah.
You
Now
have...
to see who's oh sorry.
No,
Yeah.
continue.
I was
Continue.
gonna say now to see who's really behind this mask.
Get me out first.
Yeah, I say Francis, usually Francis's line.
It's
No,
okay,
let's-
Don. You
Let's
got
leave Francis there for a minute because
One of them will go over and try and untangle Francis since she
Just-
did it. So
just don't nobody get bit by the ghost, by the communist ghost,
You'll turn into
because you'll turn into a communist.
a communist goes.
I'm surprised. Yeah. I didn't know you could knock out ghosts like that.
I didn't know ghosts needed knives.
I didn't know they made such good sandwiches.
So you help free Francis from the being entangled in the chandelier, and Don, you try to pull a mask off the ghost, but it's not wearing a mask. You're just pulling on his face, and he starts to wake up, and he's like, "Ah, get off me! Get off me! Get off me! Get off me!"
Wait a minute. Do we have water on us, like water bottles?
Yeah,
We could
probably.
spit on him.
I dumped the water on him for cleaning off the flour.
It's like the flour streaks and kind of cakes in his hair. And
I'm gonna
it's
I'm
an
gonna
older...
spit on him for good measure as well.
Okay. And
What are you
he's
doing
like,
here,
"Oh, stop.
Vladimir?"
Oh. Vladimir, what? No, stop. Oh.
Well,
This is an older gentleman wearing pretty ratty clothing. You're not sure if the clothing is meant to look like ghosts' attire or if he's just not had a chance to fix it in a long time. Have it tailored and paired. But he's like, "No, get off me. Ah. Meddling kids."
You better start talking, mister, or I've got another one of these coming up.
You're in my house.
What?
no, this house is abandoned.
It has a
House
ghost in
belongs
it.
to Danny.
There was a skeleton
Oh,
in the basement.
Oh, you're talking about the kid that went missing. Ah, you stupid. Get me out of here. I'll explain what's going on.
He just tried to stab me with a knife.
Yeah, because you broke into my house.
You know
Yeah.
what?
I have a
That's
sneaking
fair.
suspicion he might be responsible for Danny's death, and I
What?
spit on him again.
Well, no. Stop that. Oh, gross.
If you live here, how come the house is in such disrepair, huh?
I live in the basement. Found where I sleep.
Oh, okay.
That's
He's
fair.
the
That's fair.
communist
Yeah.
badger mole.
Yeah. No,
Right.
what?
Well,
No.
do you know Lonnie?
Listen. My name, Sir Buford Esquire.
Uh,
I don't think that's a name.
We have a confession from you.
is your first name Sir or is your last name Choir?
Sir Buford to you. I lived here before the war. The Great War, not the second one. And I went into hiding because I was embezzling money from my business. And I felt great shame. So I sold my house and made my family think that I had died. And I've been living here ever since. But I've been trying to scare people away because I think this house really is haunted. I've heard noises. I've seen things that you wouldn't believe. And then he kind of like looks at the skeleton that you're just like still like half carrying around, half like just tossed to the side at this point. He's like, "Where did you find that?"
In the basement.
In a box of Danny's toys.
Yeah, in your room, homie.
Don't
It's
admit
true.
to anything. If this is his house, he can get us.
So it's true. The boy was killed. Wasn't sure. I was hiding at the time, not really interacting with the families that lived here. And I heard one of them, horrible things happened. One of their children died. Another one went missing. The father went mad. No one's really lived here since.
Wait a
Oh,
minute.
hold on. So there was a family living in the house, and you were living in the basement, but they didn't know that you were living in the basement, and their kid died under mysterious circumstances, and you totally had nothing to do with that.
Of course.
And this confession signed Sir Buford Esquire.
It's not your real name. It can't be. I want to see your law degree.
It says,
Also,
I'm sorry.
That
names
was
are
my
Sir?
confession for embezzling and stealing from my company.
And
Ruining
not
my family.
You just
And
wrote
not killing a
sorry
kid.
a lot.
Then what? Well, you know, if you say sorry, it's fine.
It's forgiven. It's forgiven
Yeah.
if you say sorry.
Worked.
enough.
Yeah.
You have to say it 47 times. I wrote it 48 just to make sure.
Worked for Nixon.
It did. He was innocent.
Oh no.
We're really going down that road.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Next, you're gonna tell me some actor is gonna be president too.
That's ridiculous.
That's gonna happen.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Although Ronald Reagan is a fantastic actor.
Ronald Reagan is a fantastic. He's not president yet.
No, not at all. He will never be.
Right
He
now,
would
it's,
never vote. Why would
it's
he
Gerald
run?
Ford, and he sure
Which
is
is
clumsy.
just the first actor you could think of is Ronald Reagan.
I mean, who would vote for a B-list celebrity for president? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
No one would ever do that.
That would
Yeah,
never
no
happen.
one.
It never
But I think
happened.
we're getting off topic. So,
Right, your name.
That's not important right now. That's not important. I think
What
I
was
think it is. I think it is.
there's an evil spirit inhabiting this house.
there's a
Yeah,
ghost
Danny.
child. He's not evil. He's pretty chill.
Yeah, he's mad chill.
We're thinking of making him our new mascot.
It's a great idea.
And lightning crashes.
Hmm.
And you all turn and see darkness rising, blocking the exit. This dark figure emerges, shadows.
Oh no. I look at Sammy. I look at Dawn. I look at Wilma. This seems like it'll be impossible with you. Scooby-Doo, where are you? And then the copyright censor hits, and I use missing reel.
Yeah, I was hoping you would.
Blessings. So there's a DMCA line pops up. Wouldn't exist for another 20 years.
No.
And the film stops and stutters back to life, and it's morning. And the gang is all standing outside by the, what was it, the conundrum? The quandary
carriage.
The quandary carriage.
Quandary carriage.
And there's a cop car, and you have Sir Buford Esquire in handcuffs. And the skeleton of the boy is laid out on the ground and on a sheet. And Buford's being locked away.
What do you mean copyright dispute? What do you mean I can't
That
say
was
that?
a close call, team. Can't believe we managed to make it out alive.
I don't know what you're talking about. We're not allowed to refer to that reel. What missing footage?
Yeah, it's so great that, just like morning came.
Yeah.
Jinkies gang, that was one compelling and totally unconfusing mystery.
Definitely.
Glad we were able to solve it.
I love that our character arcs really came forward, especially in that last act there.
I feel like I've solved my personal issues as well.
I
No
feel
more
really connected to
supplementation.
all of you.
We learned a lot, and it was a very linear story. And I knew that Sir was a fake first name. I knew it all along.
His name it was always, John.
When Scooby-Doo showed up, that really put our tensions at ease and really let us move forward. It was cathartic.
Well, that's
Yeah.
one thing, is that Schrooby has always hated creepy old men who killed children.
It's one of the things we loved most about him when he was still with us.
I'm gonna look up into the
rabid bats.
I'm gonna look up into the window,
Mhm.
with a hopeful stare, and just think peacefully about Schrooby-Doo's signature laugh.
And as the credits begin to roll on the film, you do hear that signature laugh drifting through the morning mist over the manor yard.
We see Ghost Annie, and then we see Scooby-Doo beside him, and he's petting the dog. He has a new friend, and they both just fade out.
Yep, you see him in the
Beautiful
upper
laugh.
windows. Of
No,
the
that's
upper
really
house.
nice.
He
Good
goes,
laugh.
good one, Sammy.
What's new? What's new, Scooby-Doo?
So thank you for joining me for They Came From Beyond the Grave. Thank you for throwing me some very amusing curveballs that I tried to adapt the story to on the fly. Communism is a very important plot hook to use in Beneath the Sea. So I was trying to suddenly incorporate elements of that into this game.
This game was a fever dream.
Yes, it was. This is
is
what you get for having me run a game at 9 a.m.
somebody who overdosed on doobie snacks.
I hope we don't get I don't know how Twitch handles it, but there was a lot of mentions of drug use. I hope that doesn't. I hope.
I don't know. As long as it's not being. If last night's stream didn't trigger anything,
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Good
There's
point.
still
I
time
feel like
to-
you're incredibly subtle.
I just want everyone to know who's watching. If you enjoyed this, tip your bartender. Go donate to Save Against Fear 2020. The Tiltify link is probably somewhere in chat if someone wants to put that in there. You can see that we've raised 1,662. Maybe we can get that to 1,666 and beyond. There's a goal this weekend. We want to try to raise $5,000. I want to try to blow that goal away. So if you are enjoying our actual plays, please consider even just throwing $1 up just to say thank you and to go towards a good cause. But there's also panels running all weekend. You can go to the Bodhana Group .org and see what panels are being run. Sign up, buy tickets, get a badge, play some games. There's virtual games being run all weekend. But all this goes towards a good cause of using tabletop gaming as a therapeutic tool for social and mental health professionals. So this is a insane convention that so many people are involved with, and there's a lot of moving parts, and everybody enjoying this thing feels so good. So why don't you try to communicate that good feeling towards a good cause? And I had a great time playing with you guys.
This game is always very silly, and every time I've run it, I've laughed more than anything else I've ever done in my life. You were all fantastic. Thank you for sticking with the fever dream of Scooby-Doo meets slightly more horror with real ghost, but you decided to go missing real when the real ghost popped up. And bearing with my on-the-fly adaptations for no, it's communists. As Mark said, I just dropped a link to the tabletop event. Go buy a badge, which will also help support the Bodhana Group. They're $25. That'll allow you to get on the Save Against Fear Con Discord. You can talk with some of the therapists and GMs who are running games and panels, and see what they're all about and how they incorporate tabletop gaming into therapy, as well as join any of the games that are going on, or panels, or some of the therapy tracks as well. There's training, which you can participate in. Are a therapist or buy the therapist badge. So I encourage you all to check it out. Make sure you check out the Bodhana Group as well. They do really good work. We helped raise money for them as part of Onyx PathCon as well. Great cause. And Mark and I will be on a panel tonight at 9 p.m. actually talking about how you can tailor horror games in particular to different audiences, making sure to incorporate different sensitivities into your game, making sure that you're making everyone feel safe and comfortable while still telling a really great story. So that'll be a good panel, and then we'll be back tomorrow with more great games. We'll be back in about an hour actually with more great games where our friends from Darker Days Radio are going to be doing a Wrath and Glory Orcs on Tour game.
So from what I understand, think Mad Max Fury Road with orcs.
Yes, with Warhammer 40k orcs.
Oh my god, this is going to be a good game.
It's going to be.
I'm not in it. I'm just excited to watch it.
It's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. And then we'll be back tomorrow with more games as well, and another closing stream with Jack from Bodhana Group, which is what I was trying to say, and then realized I implied we're not doing anything else. So that'll be great. We'll close it out, talk about how much money was raised, and more of the great cause and fun stuff with him. And then be playing games all day today and tomorrow. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in about an hour or so. Before we go real quick, I just want to give Chris and Huddy, and of course Nick and Mark, a chance to say where you can find them online if they have anything cool coming up.
I guess I'll start. First of all, I would also very much like to thank you for running this game and for inviting me to play. This was amazing. I had so much fun. I kept worrying that it was being too silly, but I hope it wasn't.
Nah,
that's the point.
It was great.
This game is just supposed to be fun.
Shrooby.
I had so much fun. Thank you for inviting me. Again, I'm Chris, the Primogen. You can find me on YouTube, which is where I do most of my stuff. I primarily do lore videos. I occasionally do reviews of games in the world of darkness. That's my jam. So if you're into vampire, werewolf, everything in that world, essentially, just tune into that. I do weekly videos. Hopefully I will be going up to 2 videos a week soon again.
Excellent.
And I'm Huddy, not Wilma, like my thing says, for Huddy VonSchland, and you can find me just about anywhere doing that, but on YouTube, exactly like the Primogen. I do World of Darkness lore videos, Changeling, Werewolf, Mage, Wraith, all that. And I also do LA by Night videos, a lot of LA by Night videos. And nothing cool coming up except for when Heart of the Forest, Werewolf the Apocalypse Heart of the Forest is coming out on Tuesday, and I will be live streaming it.
Nick, Mark.
Okay. Hey everyone, I'm Nick. As you could have been tell by they call me Nick the entire stream. You can find me on Nobleman, Nobleman Nick on Twitter. You can also find me as Nick Orpheus on the Gehenna Gaming Discord. We have a lot of cool stuff coming up after the con, some stuff I can't say yet. If you're a fan of horror actual plays and Pelgrane Press, You'll be seeing something really awesome coming down the pipeline, hopefully in about like a month or two. Can't really say much more of that. Thank you to everyone that you played today. And also I want to give a shout out to the Primogen was on my list of players I wanted to play with. Seriously, your videos help me out so much whenever I'm planning stuff.
Wow.
And I love Little Brooke, so
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It really means a lot. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's hard not to fanboy when you're around, man. This is
Stop.
No,
praise.
keep going
Too much
because
praise.
he's way too humble. Keep
Oh,
going.
no, I'm just a dude.
actually I could definitely keep going. If you want to check out more of the Primogen, you should subscribe to the Gehenna Gaming podcast, because we had him on for a amazing conversation. He's one of the best people to talk to about World of Darkness and Vampire the Masquerade. I'm Mark, also known as Marcosius. You could try to Google me on Twitter. I care more about you subscribing to Gehenna Gaming, continuing to donate to this cause, continuing to follow us all weekend, and tell people about us, because we're just little guys and we want to get our name out there. So I appreciate the attention, I appreciate the donations, and I appreciated playing with everybody.
Thank you all for joining me for this fever dream of a They Came From Beyond the Grave game. I had a pleasure. It's always a joy interacting with both of you. And always, always
watch
Mark
the
and
deep
Nick.
dive every other Tuesday.
And we will be back in an hour and 9 minutes with Orcs on Tour, so make sure you stick around.
I think my dog got into a skunk.
Truly.
For real.
Hope you have tomato sauce. I'm sorry.
Or oatmeal.
I gotta give him a tubby. Shrooby needs a tubby.
Well,
I'm sorry.
well, on that note, don't go
Bye,
anywhere,
everyone.
folks. We'll be back in about an hour.
We're getting into skunks
Orcs,
now.
orcs, orcs.
God.